the war situation. There seems to be a lot of posturing going on right now. And is there a threat of World War III? I've always been saying that there is. And it seems to be ratcheting up. So you have the Doomsday Clock. I haven't heard it being used very much lately. And I don't know who actually is controlling the Doomsday Clock. But it must be like 1 minute to midnight. Or what is it, 1 second to midnight by now? In regards to Russia and China being maybe almost at the breaking point. So, why is that? You know, some of these groups are claiming this is provocation by the United States and NATO. But over in the Pacific is provocation from allies such as Philippines, South Korea, and Japan. And, for example, as far as specific regions, the Chinese have demanded that the U.S. military and their presence gets out of the South China Sea, around those islands, and the islands where they're creating more airports and bases. So, seems like things are ratcheting up, but what I'm doing is I'm asking a question here, and I'm going to go into a further analysis and come up with a current conclusion on the current status on another channel. So this is like the intro question, and then there will be the resulting answer video. So I want us to know what's going on with the Ukraine situation now that it's kind of like faded out of the MSM reporting. It's not the hottest topic, but it's not a stable situation. And we're talking about what's going on in Europe. It's the point that is totally destabilizing. The end of the EU may be coming, and the Brexit, and which country is taking which position. Then to the other direction, the Middle East, we're looking at the fact that Syria is still a very hot war. After all these years, the central, I would say the national legitimate government over there hasn't been toppled, and Russia as well as Iran is working in coordination with them as allies, and now Russia's talking about putting boots on the ground more so than they have with all those airstrikes and some military advising going on. But at this point they want to put in special forces. That's being talked about, or at least I just saw a report. If that does happen, they're going against the Islamic State forces, which are supposedly jihadis. I don't know if they are. I think that they're really just mercenaries, and we can talk about that also. That is the question. You can never really prove these things with, empirical evidence. You just have to do a gut assessment of it. Say, well, there's no possible way. I don't believe it. It's just like I have my position that I take on 9/11, the Twin Towers coming down September 11th. So, are we getting closer to war with all this posturing going on, and with the elections approaching for the next U.S. presidential administration? How will all that tie in as a changing of the guard happens? Who will be the next president? The candidates don't seem to well, there's two main ones that they always do in the dog and pony circus, and that typical fake bipartisan system. Checks and balances are not really there. They are two sides of the same coin. So if it is the same coin, how is that going to solve anything? It really won't, because that's the system that has created the problem in the first place. Is America the problem? No, but certain factions, certain aspects of America have created a global problem. And we're going to have to talk about that. That's my question as to where is the true source of it. I'm not blaming America, but I think America should be the first one to take responsibility so that the rest of the world will follow that lead. And if there is no legitimate leadership coming from the number one superpower nation of this United States, then it's going to be very difficult to have a coordinated effort from outside. They try, but since none of them has proven number one leadership of that amount of influence, then we're left in this quandary, this spiraling downwards. So I attempt to answer that in the following video, which I'll put the link attached to this one.